What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Ray Rossini, and joining me as always on Wins and Losses is my co-host, Mr. Jason Slagle. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Had a okay day. A little tired, little maybe getting sick. We'll talk about it. I'm sure. We'll see.
Yeah. Look, no judgment on the drinking. I'm having a glass. You know the kind of day I've had. We'll talk about that
Yes.
too, and the
Yes.
struggles and challenges. And actually, I should give a shout out to Vince Chrysler, Motherwell, my favorite daily drinker. So what's up, dude? What's going on? How you been?
I've been good. I went real hard last week. As you know, we ran on Wednesday last week, and I ended up working out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. By the end of the day, Thursday, I had a stressful. It's been a stressful couple weeks, and it's been a stressful 45 days. I'd argue because of the merger and other things going on. And last week, I decided I was just going to take all my stress out on the weights, and I moved some really really heavy weights, and then I went into the weekend and I drank too much and hung out with my friends and made the mistake of swimming and racing my friend's daughter who's on a swim team. I at least tied her, if not beat her, but at what cost? I don't know.
If you come away with a win,
Yeah.
Chicks love scars, man. Come on, dude.
Oh yeah. So my back and my shoulders are they're done. They're so I went to do my workout on yesterday on Monday, and my back just locked up, my lower back, and so I bailed. Today I haven't done. I think I'm gonna take today as an actual rest day where I don't do any workout at all, and then hit tomorrow and
Nothing
Thursday
wrong
and
with
finish
that.
my workouts for the
Nothing
week.
wrong with that at all, dude. You're
I
entitled
need
to a
it.
rest day.
Yeah, a day where I don't drink, I don't work out, I just chill because I feel like I'm getting sick and I don't want to get sick.
Getting sick, that's part of it's just part of life, part of dealing with it, being able to ramp down, being able to, pick back up after the fact. I don't know if it's worse being sick and taking the downtime or when you have to recover after the fact.
Yeah.
Like getting back up to speed. I'll be honest, it was tough for me after ChannelCon getting back in the workout groove.
Yeah, that's a fear. Too many days in a row. I've been trying to myself. So I had my block review call with Ben today, as a matter of fact, and talked about like how I think I've averaged like 2.5 of my 3 workouts a week this block, right? Like there were a lot of weeks where I just didn't hit the full 3, and I feel okay with that because the 2 I was getting in tended to be quality. I'm putting up new weights. I'm progressing, right? And so I put myself on a 3 as a personal goal, and if I only hit 2 and the 2 are good, then I don't feel that bad about it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very different to how I felt about the whole ChannelCon thing. I came with a plan of, if I gain 6, I'm happy. If I stay under 10, I still think that's a win. That was my limit personally. And I did. I hit 6 while I was there, and I ran it up to 10 eventually, a couple days later. But I'm almost back down. I started 576 point something was my pre-conference weight, and I've been down. I was trying to hit 576 for this show. Like I wanted to come back and be like, oh yeah. And I ended up doing for the last 3 days, I've been bouncing between like 579, 578.8, which happens, it is what it is.
Yep, I was 267.3 on Friday. I was 273.6 yesterday because I was at my friend's cottage, couldn't weigh myself Saturday or Sunday, and then 270.4. I'll be back below 270 tomorrow. It'll be a thing. It's not fat. Maybe a tiny bit of fat, but man. I didn't put on. I mean, it's 6 pounds, right? Like I didn't put on 6 pounds of fat. That's
right.
What 21,000 calories, 24,000 calories. Yeah, that didn't happen, right?
That's not a
It's 20. Yeah, it's about 20,000 calories. So I definitely didn't consume 20,000 extra calories. I can't actually drink that much. I just drank 151, and
there's a
lot of water trying to flush that out on Sunday, and as a result, I'm up, and it'll come back down. It'll be back down tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sweating it. I look at the stuff and I'm just like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm doing the right stuff. I'm eating the right way. It'll happen eventually.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle thing, right? Like this is episode 5. You should probably change the banner on the bottom.
Oh shit, I probably should. This is what happens when I do the stuff.
I'm looking. I'm like, wait, this is the 5th week you've been doing this. No, I look at it from I had this conversation with Ben this morning, right? Like whatever I need to do and whatever I'm doing here has to be sustainable. And you know what's sustainable? My friend's having like an end of the summer party, and we're gonna go hang out on a boat, and I'm gonna let him make me drinks. And he took the 12.5% Cutwater Mai Tai and added 151 to it, and I drank it quick enough that it killed the part of my brain to tell me that I should probably stop drinking, and so I just kept drinking them.
You know, it's not the end of the world. You know, making those decisions, and I think that's probably been the biggest thing with all this of like knowing if shit happens, I can still enjoy myself. I don't think I even have like, because I did some heavy partying at ChannelCon. I don't think even then I still had in the back of my mind like that not the calorie counter, but like the don't overdo it. You know what I mean? That little Jiminy Cricket in the back of my head. And it worked. And then today I'm following up with this. So, you know, but we'll get to the food in a minute.
That what is it, brisket?
No, it's a ribeye.
Okay.
Going out ribeye. Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of fish. Actually, I took a bunch of food shots I put in the host chat. I'll bring them up.
I see them.
Yeah, and so you know, I've been doing a lot of fish and chicken. All good. And today I wanted something quick, and I was going to do some like chicken tender tacos. And then I looked in the fridge, and I had these 2 steaks that were waiting for me, and I'm like, yeah, tonight's the night. Tonight I'm gonna get a nice glass of bourbon and some meat and veggies and go ham. So it's all good. So let's talk about your struggles, dude. You overdid it. You're feeling sick.
Yeah.
You talked about leaving home, went home early today too. Just had to call it. And you're not a quitter, so
yeah, it was more of a. I am like, it's my struggles right now are just as much mental as they are physical. I mean, my back and shoulder muscles are they're fatigued at this point, right? It's like I went too hard last week. I swam this weekend, which is huge shoulder, and they're tired and they're complaining when I go to move them too much, and so but on top of that, I'm sure you can, as somebody else running a company, I'm sure you can sympathize that sometimes things get very interrupt driven.
100%. Yeah.
And it wears on you.
Yeah.
It wears on you to not be able to go an hour without 2 people interrupting you.
That's why I love my golden hours. That's why I'm trying.
Yeah.
I think that's also part of why I'm struggling to get so into the working out again, because I was doing it after work, and I'm just so burnt out that like I'm trying to get back in the early morning before nobody bothers me, do that at home, take a shower, get going, because dude, it's trying to work when you have to, and it's not even you can blame them because you have to support them.
No, 100%, right? It's like I've got my whole sales team is essentially new, right? So like none of them have been with me more than, I think the longest tenure one will be with me 60 days coming up here this week, right? Like and I have a new sales manager and another new account manager, and those guys all need support. I've got, Tom's whole former team that is now part of our company that we're trying to support. I'm trying to keep Matt sane, because he now has 12 direct reports because he's a masochist. Right. So it's all those things, and you try to not lose your patience with them. You try to put on the smiley face, but man, there's yesterday, I've got a rock for the company to do some things that require me to like create some Roost workflows, and I'm getting pretty proficient with it, but it's coding. We can call it a code light infrastructure, but like from a mindset perspective, it's still coding. Just because I'm dragging blocks around and connecting them like Legos doesn't mean I'm not thinking like a programmer's mind. And
of course,
every one of those interruptions cost me like 10 minutes because it's like I got to get back into the zone, and it's a real big thing.
How
yesterday, man,
is that the need to like reset?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's. Have you found an answer to that? I mean, obviously you're
No.
complaining about it, so no.
No, there isn't. It was I just can't. Today, mid morning, it's like I kept getting interrupted. I'm on a call. People kept coming in. Right, I'm like, I'm on a call. They just because they can't see me. I've
Yeah.
got here 49-inch monitor too, but they can't see around it. So they come into the office, and I just need a light, like a leave me alone light or an on air light that I can put outside the office.
Actually, I think I got something for you. I just bought something yesterday you would actually appreciate. Let me see if I can find it.
Speaking of which, there's a child right outside the door now.
I'll bring
He's
him on.
waving.
Is it Jason or bring him
No,
on?
it's Jacob,
I mean Ben
yeah.
or
It's Jacob. What? I can't. What? Oh, he wants money.
He's not old enough for that yet.
He's not old enough. He's only 11. He should be coming in here to just harass me for money. Tell mommy it's in my wallet.
Right? Oh.
It's on that island.
Yeah, so I got this, which is arguably very stupid. I mean, not even argue. It's absolutely stupid. But it attaches to the door.
Yep.
And obviously it does the coin noise when you hit it. But it's lighted and it's battery driven. And I was thinking, you know what, for a I'm busy, leave me alone kind of thing, because otherwise I have an open door policy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It doesn't do a damn thing for remote employees, but which is 95% of the company. But it is what it is. It'll make me happy at least.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is, like, my company has discovered huddles in Slack.
They're
so bad.
So we use Gather for the texts. Ashley Cooper put us on that. They love it. I got on it. They made me a little office, really cool. And then
that's the thing where you like wander around, right?
Yeah,
it's like the little mini town. I think I was playing in it on yours actually.
Yeah. It's super cool. I mean, it's nice to have, and the staff like it because they can just talk whenever they want, right? Like that's their thing. Let me see. So this is our Gather. And yeah, this is my office actually. They built this for me with all my monitors and and all the fun stuff. This is when I had my desk, the old orientation. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. And they have like little teleporters and like the tech office and all the fun stuff. It's cool. I mean,
it's like a mud.
No complaints.
It's a mud.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. World's best boss or something. Yeah, exactly. So you want to do mindsets or workouts of the week or nom noms? What do you feel?
We could do nom noms. I don't have any pictures. I didn't take pictures of my food tonight. It's really good though.
All right, I got plenty of pictures if you want to find some stuff. So this is the steak I made tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I'm happy. And of course I paired it with I would have liked to pair it with some potatoes too, but didn't have time to cook. But yeah, some vegetables. And then this is what I ate the other night, salmon bites.
Okay, those are salmon. Okay, and Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels sprouts.
Still haven't gotten to the Brussels sprout train. Although my wife is telling me I need to try so-and-so's Brussels sprouts because they're covered in. Every time somebody tells me to try Brussels sprouts, the next words are they're covered in.
No. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Those don't look covered. Those look plain.
No, I didn't cover them in anything. Like you can put salt. You can put and they're fine, but you can also do like Parmesan cheese and bacon and like tons of other stuff. This is just steamed with salt and pepper. This, on the other hand, is a little more. This was an orange chicken I made with grilled pineapple, green onions, and then sliced squash and zucchini with some rice. Absolutely fucking, and sesame seeds. Absolutely fucking delicious.
I am noodling around, and I will share this one for you to pull up here. I am noodling around attempting to make these. Let me go find the link. I sent it to Heather yesterday in Slack. But tonight I had so last night Heather did have a picture of this was one of the last night meals. This is like a thing that the kids have really liked and it's super simple. I'm uploading it to our spot now.
Yeah. While you're bringing up that, this is the hamburger helper with chicken instead of hamburger, homemade with potatoes and stuff. Really
Cool.
enjoyed it. It was good.
There it is. Okay, so there's one of them.
All
So
right.
this was I actually had this for lunch today. So this is just it's just protein pasta, ground turkey, and sauce, and it is phenomenally good, like stupidly good, easy to make, and it's like an absolute protein bomb because that ground turkey it's the Costco
Yeah.
Butterball. It's like 93% fat free or something. So I don't know. I would eat that all day. It needs
Oh, for
vegetables in it,
sure.
but it's not. It's colorful. It's red, right? Red's a color.
Yeah.
I had more vegetables for dinner because I had capra, which is a basil Thai dish that I really like. So let's talk about go-to foods. While I pulled this
Yeah.
recipe up, I
Yeah.
think Thai food makes great food as long as you don't do pad Thai.
I mean,
The stir
I've
fries.
done. I wonder if I have it. I made a spicy peanut sauce noodles again with the protein noodles, PB Fit, um, and it was phenomenal. I mean, but there's not a lot you can't add noodles like any kind of pasta
Yeah,
to and not be
you
great.
could use the protein pasta. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think Borelli might have a protein pasta that you could sub in
yeah, that's what I use. I
for
use
that. Okay.
yeah, I think it's the protein plus pasta. It's
Yep, that's what I have been. That's what I made with that spaghetti. But I just linked it. I want to make these really bad, and I haven't.
oh yeah,
So
I saw this.
our friend brought crumble. Well, Matt's wife Amanda brought crumble cookies to
Yeah,
this lake house I was at, and I tried. I tried a little tiny slice of every one of them, and they are so good. But each cookie is like 960 calories.
oh
Now,
yeah,
admittedly, I
yeah.
don't know that I could actually eat a whole one, but they are really bad for you, and they are absolutely delicious. So, in our fitness group, apparently in Vegas, somebody made these, like these. I think this exact cookie dough crumble cookie one, and everyone was raving about how good they were. So now I want to make them. It looks like
I might.
a lot of work.
I mean, if you like baked goods, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not my thing. Don't get me wrong, cookie dough, fuck yeah. And I've made like, the replacement cookie dough using like, powder and whatever.
Well, yeah, that's
Um,
what it. So that's another recipe she's got. It's
yeah.
right here. So
Um,
that's on these cookies is her replacement cookie dough.
which are actually pretty good. I've done that.
Yeah.
That I've actually it's really actually
Yeah.
satisfying. It's one of those things.
I
Um,
mean, 37 grams of protein. I could just eat that. Just give me a
and I kind
spoon.
of broke down. I ordered a Ninja Creamy Deluxe because they're finally in stock again. Um, because I've made like ice cream with Greek yogurt and I like it. I
Yeah.
genuinely like it. So do you feel your taste buds have changed since you've
Yeah,
been on
they
the
do. I mean,
path?
I still like my crappy sour cherry balls and gummy bears and stuff, but like I
I'm with
find that
you.
I have to eat less of them to feel satiated with that piece of my like
Yeah.
appetite. I don't find myself sitting down and eating an entire bag of them anymore. But yeah, your taste buds definitely adapt.
Yeah. I mean, so there was a dozen chocolatiers in Vegas at Venetian, but there
Yeah.
was a luxury dark chocolate place. And I went in with Gio, or I went in because Gio likes chocolate. Obviously, I love chocolate, but I
Yep.
don't care for dark chocolate. Michelle does though, so I go in, taste whatever. I will say, best freaking mocha coffee I've ever had in my entire life. But I bought some bars, and then he had one that was like dark chocolate, but it was a lesser concentration that had like bourbon balls or whatever mixed in. And I was like, okay, I'll buy that for me. It was one of those things where like normally I'd eat the whole freaking box and
Yeah.
I didn't have the taste for it to get beyond like one or two at a
Yeah.
time. It was weird.
So when
Is
you stop, or when I stop eating the sugary foods for a couple weeks, especially if I also cut out the diet pop, like you
Yeah,
lose your taste for it. Yeah, and that's what Kevin just said. Like
yeah.
it's like this is really, really, really sweet. I will have
Kevin
one of
follows with the
them.
proper response, go full euro and be like,
Yeah.
American diets are garbage.
Yep. It's not
He's not wrong
wrong.
though. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I have a ton of 0 calorie sodas all over the place, and I used to drink that a lot before starting to work with Ben. So meaning before the
Yep.
diet changes. And when I used to drink Coke, I could drink liters of Coke a day or liters of Mountain Dew a day without a problem.
Yep.
Now I go and I open a 12-ounce can of Coke and I can't, or not Coke, but like, a Coke Zero or,
Yeah.
Mountain Dew Zero or whatever. And I can't even get like through a quarter or half. And I used to laugh because my dad would buy the little tiny cans of sodas.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's
that's so
one drink.
ridiculous. Yeah. And now it's like, okay, that's not a bad idea. So,
Yeah.
oh man, go Asian as well. We go to Chinese brunch. The desserts are barely sweet, flavorful
Yep.
without being overly sweet. So I'm not there. Okay, so I will say I bought a strip of Costco salmon, which for $30 is freaking massive. But I had been looking on how to make sashimi at home, and they
Yeah.
said Costco salmon's absolutely fine for that. So this weekend I'm going to do the whole sugar and salt, dry it out, and whatever BS, make some sashimi. But that's where the salmon bites came from, and it's the thing where like I eat all this stuff, but I'm still at the point where I feel anxious if I eat out. You know what I mean? Because I can't
Yeah.
count any of that. So
So what's your strategy there? Because I have I think you and I talked about this, but I don't think
Yeah.
we've talked about it here. I have a strategy that I consistently employ for that. So I'm curious what your strategy is when eating out.
You know what? I do it as a give me night, and I just
Okay.
say I'm going to try to be good,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to kill myself if I have to. I'm not going to even pretend I can count calories. I know you were talked about estimating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even bothering with that. I'm like,
Okay.
okay, well, I'll pick the restaurant based on what I think is in the ballpark of what I can eat, and then I'm just eating.
Yeah.
And I will save up calories throughout the day
Mhm.
or throughout earlier in the week, so it doesn't hit as hard. But
Yep.
as far as torturing myself at the restaurant, I'm done with that. I'm over it.
Yeah, so I use a slightly different approach. I go through, and so tonight I had pad kaprao, right, which is a
Mhm.
basil stir fry Thai dish. So I go through the pad kapraos, and like I'm like, okay, this is like an average size portion of pad kaprao. So I just pick the average one. I go
Oh,
through like the first two pages of them, and they range from like 300 to like 750. So I pick one that's like 580, and that's what I use. And I
okay.
don't sweat it because I figured that's a representative sample, and in the end, it doesn't matter. You're tracking this on the macro level, right? So it's like each individual day, if I'm not losing weight like I want to, and I always track the average one, then I can just cut a little bit more
Yeah, you just cut what you
calories,
need
and
to.
I'm
I
still
got you.
tracking consistently, right? And I just adjust that way.
Which is funny because given your statistics and marketing background,
Yeah.
like playing with those numbers seems so far off anything else you've ever railed on for like the general public when they quote statistics. But if it works, yeah, I
It's
mean,
it's it's all about relativity, right? Because
oh
like
yeah,
without a food scale with you, there's no way.
yeah,
Your average restaurant, so assuming it's not like, and this is why actually the first time I lost a ton of weight, I ate
mhm.
fast food all the time because that is rock solid consistent every
Oh
time,
yeah,
right? Like, but if
100%.
you eat anywhere that's not a fast food place, it varies so much, even
Yeah.
between two consecutive times you get that dish,
Well, and
that
and
you can't do it.
in a restaurant, you're guaranteed they're using a more dense oil, they're
Yep.
using more butter, they're
Yep.
using, you know what I mean, a ton more salt. Like
Yep.
that. You know that more than you would normally cook with
Yeah.
yourself, you know?
And I mean, I'm not tracking salt, so
Yeah,
that's one that I mean, I'm way
yeah.
over on salt every day.
But butter and
Uh,
oil, yeah, that's the
yeah,
one thing. I can't dial in the freaking sodium, man. Like everything I make, even without adding salt, just ends up being higher in sodium. But
yeah,
it's not that big of a deal. I can live with that. All the stuff that tastes good.
yeah. There was a Netflix show, right? Salt,
Yeah,
butter, or salt, fat, sugar, acid, or something. I think it was called
that's the basis of all cooking, period. Yeah.
salt. Yeah, salt, fat, acid, heat.
Let me see if I can find it while I'm bringing it up. I need something else to watch till 3 in the morning tonight. What is it? Salt what? Oh,
Salt,
salt,
fat,
fat,
acid,
acid,
heat.
heat. It was the first thing that came up. Um, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a series. Series. I can't do series anymore.
Well, I mean, it's like got 4 episodes. It's got a
Oh,
fat
I can
episode,
do
a
that.
salt episode, an acid episode, and a heat episode. So
Oh, they should just say that. That's
yeah,
fine. That's fine. Does
yeah.
MSG count as salt? Um, I think it counts as sodium
Yes,
for
I mean it
sure.
counts as sodium for sure, which is I mean that's the whole problem is that people put it in people put it in food to make it taste umami, right? Which is
Yeah.
the savory feeling, but it's just loaded in sodium and it makes people feel like trash.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, do you ever get to the point where like you go cook and by the time you're done cooking, you don't feel like eating?
No, I've never had that.
I have that all the time.
Really?
Like, I enjoy cooking more. Like, I get more enjoyment today out of cooking than I do eating. You know what I mean? And I'm cooking really good food,
I,
but I don't
I
know.
like
I
to
just
cook. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't like to clean up. So
Oh,
that's the
I
problem
clean
I
while I cook.
have.
I'm that guy.
Yeah,
I'm doing
yeah.
dishes while the steaks are resting. I'm constantly the kitchen is cleaner when I leave than when I started, because
Yeah,
usually
that's not
Michelle cooks
us.
before me. So
So I don't think Heather's actually watching tonight, or she'd ask you to take me to your school of cleaning the kitchen.
are you the one that like leaves like every single pot, pan?
No, so as far as the dishes that don't go in the dishwasher, because we don't dishwash any of our pans, I do
Right.
almost I
And
do them
knives,
most
right?
of
You
the
don't
time. She
dishwash
empties
your
the dishwasher more than I do for sure, but I do a lot of the that dishes, and it's one of those things that if there are no dirty dishes and I make dishes, then I'll just clean them pretty much
yeah.
that night usually. But if there are dirty dishes, then the temptation to just put them in the sink with the ones that are already there is really high.
No, the let it soak. I don't okay.
Yeah,
I
no,
I
I don't
don't.
believe in that either. It
I
just
don't do
stinks
that.
after a while.
I just break out the power wash and start,
Yeah.
you know what it is? It's that I think it's an ADHD thing maybe that like I have to be fucking doing something. For a big guy, I'm constantly like fidgeting and moving around and so which you would wonder why the hell am I not skinnier from it? But in the kitchen, I'm constantly like doing shit. Like I can't just be doing one thing. And it's my happy place. You know what I mean? I'm all
Yeah.
good with it.
Where else are we going tonight?
Let's see. We got workout of the week, which I haven't done shit. So if you want to cover your workout, we can.
I mean, I bailed on my yesterday workout after my RDLs, but interestingly enough, I went to the gym yesterday and I thought I was feeling pretty good when I went in there. Uh I am progressing on weight on rows. And
Okay.
so I went up from 200 to 210. It's like a chest chest supported machine. So it's
Mm,
like the weights are on like a pivot. I got 210 pounds loaded on it. And you just pull it and then hold
yeah.
it and then slowly let it down. And I can move 210 easily, but at the end of that set, my back was so tight that I went and did my RDLs, which are right
Mm,
after that. And
yeah.
I'm doing 100-pound RDLs. I could probably go up to 110. And halfway through the second set, it's like I don't feel these at all in my hamstrings. I can only feel them in my spine abductors, I think they're called, the muscles that line your spinal column
Okay.
that keep you
Okay.
stabilized. The ones at the very bottom down near like probably L5, L6, like at the very
Mm,
base of my back, they were like locked up tight. And the next thing I had was leg press. I sat on that machine and I like got myself into position, loaded 400 pounds up on it and just pushed a little bit. And I'm like, yep, this isn't going to happen. And I left. But I did get a little bout of swimming in this weekend. And uh, tonight, I think after the show, after we talk about the other things we're going to talk about, I might
mm.
go down and try. Well, no, I need to stop and just actually rest
You need to
today.
rest. You need to recover. You
Yeah,
said you're feeling bad.
I
Don't
am feeling
push.
bad, but it's like my desire. I've drilled it into my brain now that like I got to get this workout in. I got to get this workout in, and so yeah,
Yeah, I get it. But
yeah.
also just don't push yourself, man. It's not worth it. It's not. Let me see. Was feel the same way. Got two pood belt. It's not helping using my back. So let me ask something. So when you're doing the row, are you squeezing? You're keeping your shoulder
Oh,
blades tight while you're doing
I
it?
tighten them when I come in, like you're trying to hold
Yeah,
a tennis ball back there. Yep, that's how you're supposed to do it.
yeah. Doing proper form makes this all so much more difficult.
Hmm.
Just,
Yeah. Well, so and this happens all the time at the gym. I actually ended up asking Ben at one point. I'm like, "Hey, am I doing this wrong?" Because like I watched this guy go in there and
mm,
like he loads up twice as much weight as I am, and he's just doing this and he's going real fast. And I'm like, I
yeah,
went there and I can move that much weight that fast. Am I doing it wrong? He's like, No, no, you're not. Like we
yeah,
want you doing it slow and realize it's going to be a lot lower weight.
yeah.
It's to Job Job,
Mhm.
to his point, I've resisted using a belt because our group is telling me not to yet. And when I started, I was doing 30-pound dumbbell RDLs, right? So I'm from 30 pounds up to 50, or maybe 20 pounds when we first started, actually. So I'm up to 50. So doing 100 pounds total. When I first started it, I couldn't even get through a full set of 15 without my back being on fire. And now I can get through, 3 sets of 15 at twice as much weight. And those muscles, they have to build, right? So it's just a form.
Yeah.
I'll get through it. I overdid it last week and fatigued them, and they needed. And then I didn't really rest, right, because I swam and was pretty active this weekend. And as a result, I just don't think, and I was sleeping on a not super comfortable bed. And so I think that a combination of those things, they need some rest time.
Yeah, it's what's really good about tracking your recovery? This little Whoop band. I love it. I'm so happy with it.
Yeah, actually I haven't looked at that. Should probably
Yeah.
look at that. Oh no, I actually did look on it. My training earnings on Sunday was a 1. I remember that. So,
But all right, let's see. Damn, the time flies on this show. This one in Community Live, man. It feels like we never have enough time. Let's see. Mindsets and challenges. We have 2 challenges. It's interesting. So mindset and challenges. Anything you want to go over before we say goodnight for the night?
We've got a little bit of time. We go till we got 20 more minutes, I think, ish.
Oh, we started at 7:30 now. You know what it is? I'm still on the 7 to 8.
Yeah, we got 20 more minutes.
I'm sitting here trying to. I'm like, why is this so short?
Why is it so fast? Yeah.
Don't listen to me. It's been a day.
So, challenges this week is obviously trying to manage that. Trying to manage the desire, the internal desire to not procrastinate my workouts and get them done against the need, or the at least perceived need. And part of me is like, I'm just being a giant baby and I should just go do it. But part of me is like, you know what, honestly, if I let it go tonight, then I'll probably have better results tomorrow than if I do it tonight and then go do another workout tomorrow. It'll be, both of them will be absolutely trash.
Tangentially related. Marissa, my daughter, she's like me, does a ton of deep dive research, which is nice because with both of our powers combined, we're sort of like Admiral Planet or whatever. But so she had done a bunch of ADHD research when we got diagnosed like 2 years ago. And she learned about this thing called follow the dopamine, which, when your body's tired, stop. When you're anxious, like excited to do something, just fucking get it done and go work. And I'm 100% a full fan of that. Like, if I'm not feeling it, I get that I'm being a little diva-ish or whatever. But I do that with the rest of my staff too. Like Kevin will know. Kevin had some rough spots this week, and I was like, dude, just take off, man. Like, go recoup and come back 100%. You know what I mean? I don't know, and it works for me. And the working out's the same thing. It's very easy to get into excuses. So you got
so that's what you got to watch out for.
Yeah,
one turns into 2, turns into 3, turns into now I'm off track.
Turns into, and here's the thing that kills me though. It's always in the back of my mind. There is a permanent record on YouTube of me talking about if I worked out or not. So talk about accountability. Like I know on YouTube, there's these videos of wins and losses of us talking about, if I failed or not.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. So your body, and correct me if I'm wrong, you've been doing this longer, but your body is going to burn protein and fat, and it's going to burn the carbs first because those are easy, right? And then it will burn protein because those are easier for your body after the carbs. Easier than the carbs. And then it'll burn fat last.
And fat can convert straight to fat, right? Like it doesn't, there's no process involved in turning fat into fat. Turning carbs into fat is a relatively short process. Turning protein into fat requires a little more work. And I think both protein and fat tend to make you full longer, right? So like there's that piece of it too. So protein for sure. When I eat a lot of protein, I feel fuller longer, and my desire to eat less or my desire to eat is down. And then if you eat a ton of carbs, you crash, and then you just, how do you fix that? You eat more carbs,
Well,
and
because
then
the carbs turn into sugar, you get the spike, and then you get the fall, and then you're like, you know. And then also your body needs protein to recover. So if you are working out, that's one of the things I learned. Eating and drinking more protein, the recovery was less painful. Like the soreness wasn't as much, and it lasted much less time. Because over periods of time over my entire life, I've always been like a sports player guy. I was not scared of the gym. Like lifting weights was my happy place. So, I've worked out at different points in my life, and Lord knows I've had those days where like I really, like you're feeling now, where it's like I need some time off. But the protein intake does help with the recovery significantly. And I'm sure I'm butchering it. We'll have Ben come on and actually talk about it.
Yeah, we can have. I talked to him about it today, and he's willing. I actually talked to him today about potentially speaking at MSP GeekCon too. And I think I scared him. I saw him scared because he's never done it. So he's
he's not scared of talking. He's got a whole fucking vault of videos.
It's different. It's different. He asked if I would do it with him, and I told him I would. But
that'd be great,
he definitely, so we're going to talk about it. I think Huberman on his podcast has one that they've referenced on the Hacking Your Health podcast, and he talks about it. And if I recall, I'm not 100% positive of the numbers here, but I believe that what they said was, it's right here. I'll link it in the host chat since it didn't let me drop the link in the actual chat. I believe that it takes about 30% of the calories of protein to convert it to energy or to fat. So they are more efficient in that way, that they require more energy consumed to actually turn them into usable fuel. So you end up using some extras that way too. And I have not listened to that yet. The complaint I've heard about Huberman's podcast is that if you look at how long that is a 2-hour long podcast.
I listen to everything at like 3 times or 2.5 times, so that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, so you need that. And then JOB Technologies, I have a question on those stressful days when it's nonstop work. I find it myself not eating, taking any sort of break. Do you guys bite the bullet or find time to stay on schedule? You go first on this. I definitely have opinions.
Eating?
Not taking it. So I think the not eating and not taking a break kind of go hand in hand.
Oh yeah, I am terrible about taking breaks, and it really shows on days that I'm only at 4,500 steps today, right? And when I'm really busy and I'm at the office, I can tell because I get home and I'm only at like 2,000 steps, and that means like we have a 5,400 square foot floor that we're on at the office. So, and I tend to pace around it a lot, and I tend to pace when I'm on calls, and I'm a pacer. And when I don't have very many steps, it means that I was stuck in my chair all day. And that's great. Not great. I do tend to try to get away to eat. I keep protein shakes in my fridge at the office now. So, even worst case, I'll just grab one of those and do it just to not be hungry. But it's definitely a problem with taking breaks when I'm super busy. And I feel, and then I get the guilt of taking the time to work out. It's like, I can't stop this thing I'm doing. It has to get done. And then I feel guilty about taking the time to work out. And that's a really slippery slope that I'm trying to do my best to not get into.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I agree with that. I get into those funks where like I have a lot of work, and we're both, very, 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 very busy people operating growing companies, and we have a lot of people that rely on us. And so it's really easy to like get caught up on that. I will say I've gotten more cognizant. I'm trying to eat, first thing I wake up in the morning, drink my, pound of my 32 ounces of water, blah, blah. And then I'll have my breakfast, and I try to do something at 10:30 before 12 o'clock. If I not feeling having a full like yogurt and blueberries, I'll just do a protein shake and fuck it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's exactly why you, Kevin. So I hired Kevin just so I can go work out. Whatchamacallit. And then lunchtime, I have lunch packed, but like yesterday was a perfect example. I did not feel like eating lunch. I was just a million things going on, but I made sure that I got something in my system. So I honestly just did another protein shake,
Yep.
which I know Ben will probably yell at me, when he comes
It's
on.
fine.
But and then I did another one at like 2:30. So but I cooked dinner last night. I ate dinner last night. And had a ridiculous low count of calories. The reason I keep doing it is because there's probably something on the internet that'll disprove this, but from what I've read previously, keeping your body fueled throughout the day keeps it from going into that starvation mode.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's also depending on what you're eating, you smooth out some of those spikes in
yeah, it does
energy
help
and
with the
whatever.
sugar. Also, it helps with
Yeah.
like I don't drink any sugar right now at all, but like it does help with like those sugar spikes that your body naturally goes through
Yep.
throughout the day. So, and I do feel it gives me a good bit of energy, especially the protein drinks. So it's a nice little thing.
I struggle a bit because I like to have good. I like to have a nice dinner with the family, and so I usually try to reserve 900 to 1,000 calories
Yeah.
for that, and it makes it hard to do that if you're snacking throughout the day.
Oh yeah, for sure. But breakfast 400 calories. Most of my like that orange chicken was 337 calories. It wasn't anything insane. Let's see here. Yeah, it was not even. It was 291 calories for that chicken.
Yeah, it looks pretty good too.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at the picture again in the host chat.
Yeah. I'll share so Logan is from Logan's our newest web designer at MMN.
Okay.
She's building OIT first, and then she'll rebuild the MSP Media Network's website. And my goal is to have a wins and losses section with a bunch of recipes and other resources there. Not that there's not a lot of recipes available online. Of course, I have hundreds or maybe thousands bookmarked. But there's a separation between that and the ones I've actually cooked. And, what I like. So I will post the ones I've cooked.
And that's so individual that there are a ton of recipes out there, as you said, but I'm trying to collate the list of them that I will eat or cook or ones that my problem with a lot of these recipes, and even that crumble cookie one that I pasted, I mean, it looks so good, but it looks really complicated for what it is.
So that's the thing, I'm like you in that I'm incapable of turning down somebody that's asking for help.
Yeah.
And one of the cool things of this show is I've had people reach out to me privately and say, I'm so proud of you. I really need to get back to it myself, blah, 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 which is great. And then they'll talk about food and they'll be like, I hate cooking or I hate this. It's too complicated. And one of the, I feel like one of my best takeaways here, because I've been so focused on food, is that I've been able to give advice and recipes to people if they prefer to do meal prep, if they prefer to do fresh cooking, if they want easy recipes, if they want really complex. I've been able to gather enough of those things where I can be like, okay, what do you like? You don't like seafood? Okay, I got chicken. I got you.
Yeah.
And I have easy chicken recipes or really complicated ones. It also helps with the meal prep. Most of the meals I meal prep are between 4 and 6 servings. So 4 servings with Michelle and me eating is 2 days. So 2 lunches. And then I cook my own breakfast, and I like cooking dinner at night for the family. I enjoy doing that. Because Michelle sits in the kitchen and we talk while I'm cooking, or Gio's around and we're talking. That's my thing. That's my decompression space. So what are you doing for decompression? What are you doing to take a mental break?
Nothing. I mean, Heather and I watch mindless TV. We're watching NCIS, and that's good. I watch a lot of dumb YouTube. I'm talking actually about going to Chicago with Tom. I think we're going to go to VCF Midwest.
Okay.
And go look at the nerdy vintage computer stuff. Just things like that. Try to not think for a while. And
no, that has its place. I do that. That's TikTok for me. I'll sit there with Michelle and we'll look at TikToks, and you know what I mean? And honestly, a lot of my recipes come from TikTok too. And it's okay if all the security people in the chat are yelling at me for TikTok. Yeah, I get it, or whatever.
All of those things are about understanding the risks associated with it. Like everyone's like,
Right.
you're a security guy and you're on Facebook. It's like, yeah, I understand all of the things I'm giving up for
Yeah.
that. Like I just understand it.
Yeah, I also understand that by driving a car, I'm giving up
Yeah.
certain rights if I get pulled
Yeah.
over. Like, I get that. I understand it. If you know it going into it, you're good. I agree with Sarah 100%. Mindless
Yeah.
TV for winding down, nothing wrong with that. Dude, I watched The Sound of Music on Saturday night, like at 3 in the morning. I was just like, I've seen this a million times. It's got that feel good vibe from like my
Yeah.
childhood. It's just something I wanted to do to just, decompress and relax. And you need that. You need that. You need to take care of yourself, dude. Like mentally.
Yeah.
You got the
That's
working out. You got the fitness.
yeah.
You got to take care of yourself mentally, man.
Yeah, it's a thing, and I'll get there. It's I was meditating and I was doing the 555 for a while, but
Yeah, you talked about
uh
the breathwork stuff too, right?
yeah, and I probably will get back to it now that school starts.
Yeah.
It's I've chosen sleep over that for a bit. But
It's
now
nice when
that
the kids start back up because you got to get up early
correct,
again.
now you starting Thursday, Jacob has to get up at 6:45, so I'll be up earlier and
Same.
gonna try to make it a habit to try to get some morning workouts in too.
Good, man. Good.
So
Have your kids have they like gotten into wanting to work out with dad?
yes, but it's a mixed blessing because it's mostly Ben. He's 8, and he comes down, and I'm trying to work out, and I had to send him away the other day because he's like power squatting. I mean, he's 8 years old. He's
Mhm.
78, maybe 82 pounds, and he's down there squatting the 50-pound kettlebell with the worst form I've ever seen. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna hurt yourself. Like, I realize you're
Yeah.
young and you'll heal, but like, you got to do this when I'm not working out so I can help you and show you how to do it right.
Yeah, Gio comes in, he does the same thing. If we're at the office, he grabs the basketball or starts hitting
Yep.
like playing with the medicine ball or whatever. At home, he grabs like Michelle has some like 3-pound weights or whatever, and he'll start like doing that and whatever. And so like every once in a while with like the bands or something, like I'll be
Yeah.
like, okay, well, let's do this together and
Yeah.
we'll do one. And he likes it. He
Yeah.
likes it, which is nice. You know what
I
I mean?
like it.
I'm trying to
I'm just
teach them not to do the things I did.
correct, but I
No,
also don't want them to hurt themselves.
no,
So
of course not. Yeah.
now I'm eyeballing this crumble cookie recipe, and it all has this level 1 protein and vanilla ice cream in it, and it's out of stock. So now I'm like, what can I sub in to use that instead? And I'm like, can I use the ISO 100 cookies and cream? Because that'd probably be pretty tasty.
Okay, so I will tell you the Isopure vanilla from Costco,
Yep.
or any of the vanillas from Costco, um, work really well. Um, and then I found out like if I can't get it in the protein powder I want, I will get a
Yeah.
protein shake that's of a similar flavor and
Yep.
add that in place of any of the liquids that are in there.
Okay.
Um, and you know what? I've been setting up my kitchen. I've been talking about like actually making some videos of me cooking some shit. I think it'd be kind of cool. Um,
Yeah, I'm
I might
wondering
make
if I
a
can use
crumble cookie
that
this weekend.
instead of the vanilla ice cream.
What
The one I
happened?
just linked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you put the link? Because
Host chat. Yeah, I know
okay.
we've got like 18 places we're showing links right now.
All right. Okay. So you got the.
So the Fruity Pebbles is just amazing if you've
I've
not had
heard of
it.
the fruity pebble. Like I've heard people go ape shit over the fruity
Oh,
pebble.
it's the best protein powder I've ever had. It tastes like
Okay.
Fruity Pebbles.
But is it okay? But is it like you ever have like the peanut butter protein shakes that's just way too fucking rich, like super
Oh no,
super
it's
rich?
not that. This
Okay.
is, I mean, it tastes like the milk you would drink out of Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really
I'll
good.
bring, if you remind me next time we're together, I'll bring some.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh man, I'm getting a
It's
lot of.
so good.
Oh, good lord. Okay, let me just take that off the screen so I can. Oh, they got it on Amazon. Okay, this will be
Yeah,
here
they
tomorrow.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of the thing. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it on video. If you end up making it this weekend,
Okay.
like take pictures, record something. I know we're all
Yep.
like the camera eats first. So between Tech Degenerates
Yeah.
and MMN Discord and BC Discord, it's like taking lots of pictures and posting lots of food pictures. But we will come on next week and discuss how they came out.
Yeah,
Because
that's fine. I will try to get some this weekend. I'm gonna ask, which cookies have y'all made?
okay, so let me ask you now. These are a lot of freaking flavors here.
Oh yeah.
Whew.
So I've had a couple of them, and this is my favorite brand of this stuff. It's the best
Okay.
tasting that I've
It doesn't give you
found.
that chalky, powdery taste.
Yeah, correct, and mixes pretty smooth.
Oof. Oof. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, I can do some damage with that. Yeah. J.O.B. said it right. Alexa, order me. Oh, I'm gonna take it off camera because I don't want proof of me going absolutely apeshit over this shit.
Yeah.
Um, Orange Dreamsicle is good one too. Good with vanilla almond milk. I used to drink a lot of almond milk, but I never liked it combined with anything else. You know what I mean? Like you can't put almond milk in cereal. It's just it doesn't come out right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll
So I
use it in
stopped.
like coffee drinks, like
I
oat milk
drink.
more than almond milk, I guess.
I do black coffee. I do black
Yeah, so
coffee,
do
a
I.
little
I
bit of
normally do
stevia.
too.
Yeah.
But like I've been making Heather cold brew, and so
Oh yeah.
she'll do an equivalent of the uh shaken oat milk espresso drink, the brown sugar one they do
Yeah.
at at Starbucks, and it's quite good. And you can make it skinnier where it's not that terrible for you.
Yeah. I mean, that's like I never thought about that on this journey. It would be more about substitutions than it is
Yeah.
about like just not eating. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like it's basically eat whatever the hell you want. Just learn what throw some monk fruit in here, throw some brown sugar replacement there, throw some, you know what I mean? I think this is a good hit list for me. We got what are we doing? We're doing chocolate brownie or fudge brownie, the Dunkin' cappuccino or the Dunkin' cappuccino, and
We're
some
gonna
fruity
have the
pebbles.
protein powder sharing network where I'll buy a couple flavors
Right?
and I'll just send you a couple
Yes.
samples of them.
I feel like that would end up on like some list somewhere,
Yeah,
but
we'll
I'm
end up.
totally down.
What we should do at the
We'll
next
go to, like,
conference is we should honestly just go out and buy like several tubs of them and just have
yes.
like instead of a drink night, we'll just have a protein shake night.
Okay, so you remember Burrito Con or Burrito Gate
Yeah.
at MSP
Yep.
Geek Con, right? Where like there was no breakfast, so breakfast was brought in, and then the hotel got a little finicky about it. Um, but like we could I hate the fact that Amazon has overnight delivery. So because I don't know how to say no to that. Dollar Protein Club, I like that. But yeah, we could absolutely fucking do that. Like, I don't know, dude. I talked to you about doing the yoga thing, right? At
Yeah.
ITMC. I think we could do like a cool, not Ben's thing, right?
Yeah.
Burrito King, but like not Ben's thing, but we could absolutely do like a little private party kind of thing where we invite people and just
Yeah.
cook like our recipes and do our protein shakes and just hang out and not have a drinking day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yep. Always willing to try something like that.
I don't know, just trying to do different stuff. Like the game room at MSP GeekCon got me like fired up to do different shit now instead of like the usual stuff.
Just got to
You
come to
know?
Code Mash now and see the big game room.
When is Code
It's
Mash
in
anyway?
January.
I might go. I know Martin told me he wanted to go.
I suspect Kevin will go unless you tell him he's not allowed to.
I don't know. Kevin's got like carte blanche to go wherever the
I
hell he
know
wants.
Sarah will be there, so
Okay. Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just research and maybe hiring new devs. So
yeah,
whatever.
there you go. And it's so cheap to sponsor, so
Yeah.
you could
No,
get a table. It's like $3,000 to get a table, maybe
yeah. I
3,500. It's
remember
not
we were talking
expensive.
about it during.
Yeah,
Sarah, can you put the Code Mash website in the chat or in
you
MMN
can't
Discord or
link; it won't
whatever?
let you.
Well, she can put it on Discord though, and I put it
She
up on
can,
Discord.
yeah. The sponsors link's
Oh,
not up yet. It'll be up in a couple. It's just
there we go.
codemash.org. Yeah,
Yeah, there we
that's
go.
last year's. The new site's not up yet, but it will be soon.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. Like, Martin's thing was like he wanted to get back into like the dev community stuff. Um, Perfect. He wanted to get into the dev community stuff again, and I just like meeting new people. So I'm enjoying traveling a little bit more. So yeah,
Pull Geo from school and bring him.
you think?
Yeah, so this has a whole kids mash. It's got a whole kids subconference that's got a bunch of STEM themed things in it.
And I
Like
just
it's
realized
legit.
there's a
Like they
Discord.
teach them to 3D model and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea. I think I will. Michelle doesn't love it when I take him out of school for this stuff, but honestly, I think this learning is
I don't
definitely,
feel. I've pulled my kids to go to Connect, and I'm not sure I will continue to do that as I get older, but I will pull them for this every year, and I don't apologize to the teachers. I'm like, here's the STEM themed things they're gonna do here.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's those it's those moments of like learning real world things. Like, you know what I mean? If we were in a different country, to take off and just travel for a little bit,
Yep.
as part of a learning experience would be absolutely normal.
Yep.
Poor Sarah, volunteering everywhere between GeekCon and CodeMash and all her other stuff. Okay, well then, you know what? I guess I'm taking Geo. I will be there. You heard it here, January 9th. What do we have the dates yet? Oh yeah, January 9th through 12th, 2024.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
So, and Sarah, whenever you get the information on sponsoring, let me know, because
the 23rd it opens.
Okay.
I'll remind you.
OIT will absolutely support 100%. Oops. I almost canceled the stream.
So, that's fine. We're at time.
Now we're at time.
So now we can cancel the stream.
Yeah, I might end up chaperoning a field trip. Who knows? I mean, honestly, I don't mind taking the kids instead of, sometimes better than babysitting adults.
So I try to get a room that's got a full kitchen in it, so you actually could cook there.
Smart.
Yeah.
So is this done at like
it's at Kalahari, which is like one of the biggest indoor water parks in the country.
Ooh. Let's see let's watch the theme video. I think that's the best way to close this out here. Share this tab. You can't say no to that.
Missy that does a lot of their marketing stuff. She does really good stuff, and it's been good.
Where's CodeMash?
Sandusky, Ohio.
Sandusky. Oh, you're gonna finally get me to go to Ohio. Shit.
Yeah, there may be a blizzard. There has been a blizzard.
I would love a blizzard. I'm totally down for that.
Yeah.
Kalahari Resorts and Conventions.
Yeah, it's the one in Sandusky. Yeah.
Sandusky is where? That's a Baseball Hall of Fame, right?
No, that's in Canton. I think it's where Cedar Point is.
There's something in Sandusky.
Cedar Point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's obviously not open in January.
Yeah, well, because you guys have weather.
Yeah.
Come down to Florida.
You have weather too. It's hot and hurricane.
Yeah,
or
we have 2
not
days
hot
of winter.
and rain.
They're on a Tuesday.
And it rains.
It rains. So, dude, we're at the top of the hour. I think it's time to wrap.
We should do it.
It was fun. Thanks everybody for joining us. We appreciate the hell out of you, and definitely a blast having you. I think 90% of the chat is from Ohio. That's possible. It's absolutely possible. So, Jason, anything you want to say before we take off?
No, looking forward to next week. Hopefully have some good gains or losses in this case to give instead of my win this week where I won 1.5 pounds, and we'll see.
Yeah, that's part of life, man. What are you going to do? I am supposed to talk about the upcoming event, so I should probably bring this up. What do we got coming up here? We did Community Live on Sunday, did Pitch It today, wins and losses right now. AI Roundup, episode 23 tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then we have MSP Dispatch on Friday with Tony Francisco and myself. So, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Oh yeah, we got JOB in Iowa. I don't actually know who JOB is. Is that Isaac? Ping me on Discord. I don't exactly know. I know JOB has been on a ton of our shit. I don't know exactly who that is. So ping me on Discord. I don't want to say it's Isaac because then I feel like an idiot. Whatchamacallit. Frank, if he comes out here, we'll get a gathering together, loop you in.
Yeah, let's awesome. Get Frank to come to CodeMash.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, thanks so much for joining us. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
See ya.